with our producer, Matt Stoker. I am your host, Michelle Welch.
And I'm Roger Welch. So tell us about today.
About our show
About
today?
our show.
Or about my day?
What'd you do today?
I did a lot. Today I did quite a few forecast readings. Even when I wasn't supposed to be doing forecast readings, that's what I did.
So you did a forecast reading when you were not supposed to do one?
Correct. I just
Maybe that's what she needed?
I think that was the way it turned out. I'm going to look at it that way. Correct. I 5 minutes before the reading, I looked at it and it said it was all properly inputted into the calendar, and I read it and it just said in-person reading, which means a regular reading, and I did it as a 30-minute 6-month forecast reading. But everything, and she even said, Roger, she even said that I could talk about it. I put on February, it was Amazonite and the Magician, and I looked at that's what it was for February. That's all I had. And I looked at her and I said, you write and you sing and you're really good at it, and you weave magic with your writing and your singing. What's going on? And this is what's happening in February. And she said, I have an album coming out. So it was really, I think the forecast reading worked out.
So her album's coming out in February?
It is.
Oh, wow. That's
so I said,
pretty cool.
To get it up here, and I said, is it Soultopia friendly? Can we play it up here? And she said, yes, it is. So
well, that's good.
I said, we will play it up here at Soultopia. And so I think it was okay that we did the forecast.
Play it, if it's not Soultopia, we'll play it at night.
Yeah, well, we'll play it one way or the other. But yeah, so she was... But I afterwards I looked at my next reading, which was a year forecast reading, and I realized, oh, oopsies, I wasn't even supposed to be doing a forecast. But we covered everything was supposed to be covered anyway.
Good thing I printed off all those extra sheets for you.
You did, thank you. Yeah, good thing, because I'm just doing them anyway. But she got more than because they cost. I think they cost more than my other readings.
They do.
Yeah.
So she got a good value out of it.
Yeah, and she got a free crystal out of it, and yeah.
Nice.
But I walked in the back and I walked back there and I said to Ashley, I said, oh, well, yeah, I don't know. And I looked at it 5 minutes before. But anyway, enough of that. So we're talking tonight about synchronicities, right?
Okay.
And if they're a real thing or not. And so I did a little research.
A little?
I did.
How many hours was a little?
Just a little.
Just curious.
What do you think a little is?
Like 15 minutes.
For me?
Oh, no, I thought you meant for me.
For me, it's a little more than 15 minutes.
Oh, yes. Hours.
Get ready to be bored. No, I'm kidding. Actually, it was pretty interesting what it is. Do y'all know what it is? Do y'all know what a synchronicity is? Really? Or who coined the term? Do you know who coined the term?
Only because you told me.
Mm-hmm. Matt, do you know who coined the term?
I don't. I'm not even sure I'm totally sure what it is. I mean, I know like making a wish at 11:11 or something like that. Is that an example of it?
It is.
Assume? Okay.
Yes, very good. Okay, show over. Good night.
There we go.
Matt got it covered.
out.
No, that's really good. So it was Carl Jung. That his last name is Jung. I always struggle with that because you say it fancy. It's like Jungian psychology, right? Or Jungian psychology. I never know how to say it. But he first defined it and coined the term in like the 1920s. And some people say at that time he was sort of mentally ill. Did you know that?
It was the 1920s. Probably a lot of people were classified that way.
Well, or anybody really smart. But I mean, he was and it was also when he was kind of working with some mentally ill people too. But he was sort of, I don't know. So that's not really the point. But he coined it as the simultaneous occurrence of two meaningful but not easily connected events, and I think it would be two or more. So two simultaneous occurring and meaningful and connected. Let me read it again. He defined it as the simultaneous occurrence of two meaningful but not easily connected events. Okay? 2 or more. So they're happening around the same time. They're meaningful, but they're not easily connected. Now, that's how it would be a little bit different from like serendipity, which serendipity is like a good thing that accidentally kind of just happens to you. So like if you need to pay your bills and you just happen to go in your pocket and, oh, wait, I want a cup of coffee. And, oh, wait, there happens to just be a little bit of money in my pocket. That would be like maybe serendipitous, right?
I thought it was a movie.
It's also a movie.
Oh.
Yeah. That would be serendipity.
You mean it wasn't just made up shit?
But if you had if you found one breadcrumb, the breadcrumb wouldn't be serendipitous, but a trail of breadcrumbs over and over and over again would be synchronicities.
And you don't follow it into the woods.
Well, yeah, true that.
It leads to a little old cabin in the woods.
And that would not be.
That you don't
It
want.
could be.
You think that would be serendipity?
Well,
following the breadcrumbs to the little cabin in the woods?
Maybe synchronicity in a bad way,
Okay.
but potentially. So that's what it is, and so they're not exactly the same. So synchronicity was, and I can't even read my notes, but both of those things would be. They're highly unlikely. They kind of surprise you, right? Okay. Yeah. So the other thing that Carl Jung found when he was studying this, and by the way, he collaborated with Einstein on this. So it wasn't just like it was just him, and it wasn't like he was just talking to not, bright people. He collaborated with other bright people on this, right? Because some people question, we'll talk about it, whether it's just kind of people make it up.
So did Einstein agree with this
He
theory?
did. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. And so Einstein agreed with it because Einstein had the beginnings of quantum physics and the entanglement theory, which is tied into, and the string theory, which is tied into synchronicity. Okay. All right. That no two atoms or things that are just out in the universe are out there alone, that somehow they're all connected. And that's entanglement, or the really simple way to put entanglement. But he found, and I want y'all to say whether you find this to be true or not. He found in his studies, Carl Jung did, that the synchronicities typically occur during really emotional or highly intense times. So and a lot of times right before a psychological breakthrough, not breakdown, but like a psychological or a spiritual breakthrough of some sort. So maybe right before birth, or while you're pregnant, or before death, right at a turning point in your life, a real pivotal moment in your life, you'll have a lot of synchronicities. And that might be when you're looking for answers in life too, right? So what do you think about that?
Okay. So I'm listening.
Yeah.
You got my interest on this.
So some of the theories are, so Hindus will think of it as, in some religions, of the connection of all, that we're all connected. And so you have synchronicities, because if everything's connected, you're going to have these synchronicities. Now, skeptics will believe this. If I tell you, Matt, that when you leave here tonight, you are going to see a yellow car.
Okay.
You're probably going to see a yellow car.
More than likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
They call that confirmation bias.
Right. You're looking for something that agrees with what you already think.
Right.
Or you're looking for something specific.
And especially if you're wanting to.
Yeah.
Right? If you're wanting to disprove it, you're going to be like, well, I'm going to prove Michelle wrong, and I'm not going to look for anything.
And you drive home with your eyes closed.
Right. I won't see any cars.
I'm going to predict that skeptic's going to get in a wreck. But, so that I told Roger when I found that, I said, well, that could also be applied to that skeptical theory could also be applied to any type of intuitive thing too. A confirmation bias, right? Okay, so I predict that this next year you are going to do have more work. Well, you're looking for it. And if you believe it, then that's kind of goes into the law of attraction. The more you believe it, the more you create that reality. That confirmation bias could be true. You have a belief that it's going to happen, right?
Right.
So that's what the skeptics believe. They think, okay, if you start thinking, I'm going to wake up at 3:15. Did y'all grow up knowing about that? 3:15 every single night, then you probably are going to start looking for that, right?
Okay.
So that's what it's called, confirmation bias. And then they
What's
also
3:15?
3:15 is like that scary time, a spooky portal where all the
That's when everybody that has stories about seeing ghosts or something or things at night, they're always waking up around 3 a.m. and
I don't
there's
even
a
go to
ghost
bed
in their room.
I don't even go to bed till 3.
Yeah, that's true.
But I always did wake up at 3. And I'm not kidding. Like when I was little, 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is where skeptics will say you ignore all the times that you didn't, and you recognize all the times that you did, and
Yeah.
it's, probably much fewer than
Yeah,
when
and
you
you
didn't.
zone in on that one thing that you want to believe, right?
But if I woke up, twice in a week at 3 a.m., I'm like, well, it's happening, even though 5 other days I didn't.
Yeah, you would think of it, right? So the other skeptics, they call it there's a thing called apophenia, and it's where and we've kind of already alluded to this. It's just where you're looking to see it. You want to believe in something, so you're looking to see. Okay, I really want a sign for something, so you're just looking to see, a cloud that looks like something. You're just looking for something. So you're just, or just like you said, you're just looking. You're going to believe the 3 o'clock thing, and you're just only noticing that.
And what's that called?
It's thanks. Kind of apophyllite, but it's apophenia.
Apophenia?
Apophenia. I'm sure I'm totally butchering it. So
Isn't that also where people see faces and everything? Isn't that the same?
is that the same? I was wondering.
I
Carla
think
is
I
Carla
think
Nichols
so.
on here? She knows her and Joan Harkin.
Joan
Ryder.
always has that.
Yeah, it may be, and they call it that, where you're just looking to see it. I bet you're right.
Yeah.
Because that's what I
Yeah.
thought of. I was wondering and they're skeptical about whether that's really true, where you're just looking to see the faces in rocks and things like that. And one of the things, too, is the common categories are, the numbers, the repeated numbers, 1 or 2 1s or 1 1 1, or you see 11 11, right?
Yep.
And so Pythagoras, he was the first one to assign vibrations to numbers. So
Okay.
it's kind of started with him, and so way back, this stuff's not new age. This stuff was thought of a long time ago. So it's not anywhere close to being like a new age theory. This is not, depending on what you call new age, but it's not like from the 1970s. That would be what I would think of as new age. I don't know if other people would.
So, and just so if it's like those theories, there was a lot of them that came up to life in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even. And got coined new age. These are actually things that were thought of way, way, way back in the 1800s, 1700s, early 1900s, correct?
Correct. Whenever those, yeah.
So these aren't actually new age things. These are things that actually people have studied and put to the test and really put out there.
Opined about, had opinions about these long before, and theories long before, that the modern era that we might call new age and, mojo stuff. It's been around a long time. And even quantum physics, the thought of all that stuff has been around a really, really long time. They just didn't have any kind of the technology to prove it at all, or to begin to prove it. So the numbers, but before, remind me to come back to that. I was going to say, chronos is time. So the word comes from chronos, time. And then synchronos is in time. And so if you think of coincidence, some people will try to say the difference between coincidence. I always say coinkadinky. I just had to say that just to do it.
You want to say what? So we just hear it one more time.
Coinky dinky.
Coinky dinky?
Yeah.
What the ever?
I said that like my whole life. I look up, well, that's a coinky dinky. And then, like,
So you hit 3 years old and just stuck on it? Coinky dinky?
yeah, I'm like really old now and I still say, well, what a coinky dinky. So maybe that's why now I need to just say,
Coinky dinky.
I do. Have you not ever heard me say that?
No.
You have.
Coinky dinky.
We should have named the dog Quinky Dinky. Hey, Quinky Dinky, come here. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so instead we name it Thor. Okay.
It's much better when he's on the golf course, me yelling, Thor, get your ass over here,
heard
versus, hey, Coinky Dinky, get your ass over here. I mean, seriously, which one has a little bit more
really
going
loud on that. I'm sorry, Matt, and yelling in the microphone.
Okay.
I heard you, and I'm thinking the golfers are gonna hate us.
It was in the, well, it was at 3:15
They
in the
still
morning.
golf.
It was
No,
at
no, no.
3:15 in the morning.
No, it
Thor,
wasn't.
get your ass over here.
No,
Because he
it was
snuck through
today.
he snuck through the fence and was on the golf course.
Oh.
It
this
was
morning.
not 3:15 a.m. It was 3:15.
A.M.
That's a coinky dinky.
3:15 a.m.
No, it was not. It was
The first time, yeah.
Anyway, it was during the 3:15 p.m. and I'm thinking there's a golfer out there that's going to bean Roger with a golf ball.
Yeah,
anytime
there was
now.
none out there when I was
It's-
chasing him down the golf course.
So if you do coincidences, because so many people will try to, some people will try to go, well, what's the difference between a coincidence? So we're not going to get into that because a lot of people will argue it's the same. Coincidence and so co is many incidents. Okay, so people like Deepak will consider coincidence and synchronicity to be one and the same. Okay, so if you really want to study it, you can do a whole article on the difference between coinkydinkies and Twinkies. No, and coinkydinkies and
Twinkies
synchronicities.
and
Okay.
synchronicities.
So here are some of the things to be a synchronous. To be a synchronicity, it needs to be unexpected. So if you're just going, although you are sort of later, I'm going to say, I think you could set intentions. So like if you want to, that's what I think sets it synchronicity a little apart from asking for signs. Gets a little confusing, but it's something unexpected. So unexpectedly, all of a sudden you go, I'm looking at the clock at 1:11, and then later you're like, 1:11 again. And then somebody calls you right when you're wondering, okay, should I do this or that? It's 1:11. It's like unexpected.
Not sitting there watching the time, waiting.
Yeah, you're not
Oh,
waiting
oh.
until it's 1:11 and then go,
Hey, Matt.
look, it's 1:11.
It's 12:59. We better sit here and watch the clock until it
Wait
hits
for it to
1:11.
turn.
And wait,
Yeah.
So it's unexpected, and it breaks statistical probabilities. So it's not something that is just it's just going to happen anyway. Okay, so yeah, eventually it's going to be 1:11, but you just all of a sudden you just notice it.
So it's like when you're walking through the house or you're driving somewhere and you glance and it's 1:11
That's exactly right.
versus sitting and waiting for it.
Right. Yeah. So it breaks that statistic, and then I can't say statistical probability. Then
We could just throw a different word on it.
okay.
Statically, probability.
Yeah, that's just
This
as
is a
bad.
show word. Statically, probability.
So it's I don't know this what I was trying to write there, so I'm not even trying to read it. It's the conspiracy of probabilities coming together. So that's the synchronization of it. It's like the universe is conspiring to bring these things together on your behalf, right? For you to get these messages. Oh, this I think is really interesting. Roger and we were talking about this, you guys. Sometimes, have you ever had somebody go, "Oh wow, this really, 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 really cool thing happened to me," and you're telling it to them, and you're like, "This is just so cool. It's like such a synchronicity. It's like this explains my life, and it's such an aha moment for me." And you tell it to them, and they're like, okay." It's because it's meaningful to you. So maybe Roger would see something that's really, really super cool to him, And the fact that that's repeated or it happened or somebody called at this exact moment and he tells it to somebody doesn't mean I'm not interested or somebody's not interested in what he has to say. It just might not be that that's their thing. So it has to be, wait for your joke, because this is important. I can see it coming because it needs to be meaningful to be a synchronicity. One of the key factors is it needs to be meaningful to you. So if you're not into angel numbers and somebody says, I just saw the number 347, like 5 times in a row, and you go, so? Well, it's because that's cool to them. That'd be kind of rude to say that to them, but you might be like, okay, I don't really get it. And you can't really get them to be so excited for you that was so cool. Or if you're not really into those number things and you don't get why master number 11 is so cool that people keep saying that, everybody talks about that, right, Matt? They all talk about the 11. They talk about it over and over. You've heard it. You brought it up, right?
Yeah.
If you're not into it, then that's not what's meaningful to you. But let's say you're really into, I know like Matt and Megan, his wife, they're really into animals. They're pets, and they're really into that. So if something happened, like coincidences occurred over and over unexpectedly, and they all of a sudden saw maybe a dog that looks like your beagle over and over and over and over and over again.
I'm probably just following that dog if
maybe stalking that dog.
I've done blocks when I saw beagles on the street.
You're stalking the beagle.
I will drive by a few times.
So Jennifer listen to this because you live out of state, but he may be stalking your new beagle. But you get the point, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's important to them. Meaningful. They're going to frequently feel ecstatic or joyful when you see them. And the word frequently is because it's not going to always. It might be about something sad. It's going to be surprising. I'm almost done. It will enhance your intuition the more if you really kind of get into it. Why? Because it's connected with your higher self, your soul. They're typically, which is the next one on the list. It's connection with your higher self. And typically they're around good luck, opportunity. This is a Deepak definition, if y'all are into Deepak. It's good luck to him. The definition of good luck is where opportunity it's opportunity meeting preparedness and synchronicity. No, wait, let me say again. Good luck is opportunity meeting preparedness, and synchronicity is the manifestation of good luck. Okay.
Manifestation of good luck.
So good luck is opportunity meeting preparedness. That's good luck. And synchronicity is the manifestation of that. That's what his definition is of all of that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so what's your joke?
I didn't have a joke. I was just going to say, though. Just saying, though. Hey, Matt, like when you see 2 work trucks and they actually park kind of close together and they say words on them and they match up?
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, so would that be...
Which is that?
Well, you tell me.
Because like Don said, yeah, if, like you're thinking about a word and a truck drives by with a word on it. But how about when you got 2 trucks and it actually has different, words on it and they line up and they say the exact, kind of like almost a phrase on the trucks.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about it and then that happens.
Yeah.
And then if it even happened to somebody called you and they said that word, those 2 words, like you build on it.
Yeah.
That would be even cooler, right?
Yeah.
Like they just randomly said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said those 2 words.
Yeah.
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 The string of events.
Mm-hmm.
I have it happen with the radio all the time. You're thinking of a song and then you turn the radio on and that song is playing on the radio. And now that also has confirmation bias because like I turn on the radio a million times and like something I'm thinking of is not on, but it does happen enough to make you think, well, that's strange that I was thinking of this particular song or this particular part of a song, and you turn on the radio and it's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And somebody calling you right when you're thinking about them.
Right, yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
As long as the song is not Watermelon Sugar, because they play that song all the time.
I'm not listening to any stations that are playing that song.
Matt, what
It's a joke.
So
Come on.
if you think about it, though, like, because she has her book out here. I was looking here based off of what you said, okay?
Uh-huh.
The number that I see all the time,
Oh, I don't even know this, y'all.
okay, Yeah, you do actually. If you think about it, it's 147. Like
Oh, I do.
Since I was
Oh, geez, give away everything.
no, normally I mean yeah, I do see the 1111 or the 333 or whatever, but it's not as common. Those aren't as common to me as seeing 147 at places.
Okay.
Or me getting a random cell phone at work and my digits are 147 or sales number 147.
Yeah. So, and that's something like being given that random phone with that.
Yep.
That's unexpected. That's not something you controlled. So that's,
Or like a sales number, they plug it into the,
and you get a random number.
they type you in HR and put you
Yeah.
into the system and they give you a random number and it's 147.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is when you go, so what do you do with it? Well, a couple of the other things were, you said those words. So words can be it. Songs, Matt, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Thinking of something and it happens. You're literally, and to me, a lot of that is just you're manifesting reality. You're bringing your outer, the non-physical reality into the physical reality. But that's just like a mojo way of saying what synchronization
But
is.
where it does not count is on Facebook.
Or synchronicity is.
Doesn't
what?
count on Facebook.
What do you mean? I
Because
don't know what you're
your
saying.
freaking phones listen to you all the time, so you have to set it at some point,
Yeah.
and you get the
That's
little
true.
pop-up ads because you've been Actually, did you see the video where your phone, the camera is always going, and so even things that are around you, it actually is taking pictures of it. Did you see that video?
So
No.
I'll
I
find
didn't-
that video
yeah,
and I'll
no, I
send it
didn't
to
see
you.
that. Yeah.
It's crazy where they actually are. Your phone is basically taking pictures of everything around you, and it logs into a database, and then you get stuff.
that is
Popping
creepy. That's why why are so people worried about having trackers put them and stuff in there anyway? Because you're carrying it
yeah,
around
you're-
with you all the time anyway.
I hate it because I looked up a thing. It has to have been 3 or 4 months ago at this point. Looked it up one time, and I'm still getting ads for it. And I know it happened. I mean, I know I literally searched it, so I mean, I know why it happened, but I'm still getting ads for it.
Well,
Do you
freaking
think-
Lizzie was talking around my phone, and it picked up that she was talking about it, and then I started getting whatever she was talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Do you think that you could counteract it by saying, I don't like whatever?
Well, I do. I mean, it was one of those. Have you seen those little one wheel like skateboard type things that
Oh,
are
yeah.
motorized? I think they're super cool. So I looked them up and I found out they were way too expensive for me. But so yeah, I know I like it. I think it's awesome, but I'm not going to get one anytime soon.
So you're
The
sick
busting of the
ads.
ass is way outweighs the cost.
I
of
would
the
probably
number.
really hurt myself. Yeah, that was the other argument
Yeah.
against it.
That would be me for sure.
But they're awesome looking.
Yeah,
So, but can you counteract getting the ads?
I don't
I'm
know.
just curious.
I don't know.
dance
I
around
don't
naked in front of your
like
phone.
those anymore.
That's
Yeah.
how you dance
my
around
God.
naked in front of your phone. They eventually shut it off.
Roger. So you dream about it, and then it comes into reality. So you dream something, then you see it the next day, or it happens the next day, or it happens eventually. You dream it a whole bunch of times, and then you see it. And then also just repeated symbols. That's a big one too. Those are common ones, but there's all kinds of ones, and I guess people probably are writing ones that have happened to them. Some of the things that happen. But the big one people talk about are these number things. And for a long time, I wasn't into the number thing at all. I was just like, but then the more I was around the store and around people always talking about it, who were super into numerology and super into the numbers, because 11 is like a master number, 22 is a master number, 33 is a master number. When you're reducing, like a lot of times you'll reduce numbers, like if it's 23, you'll reduce that to a 5 or something. And you'll go with what is the 5, but you don't reduce master numbers because that was Pythagoras, is that his name? Pythagoras. That wasn't some new, I thought that was a really new age thing. It wasn't. Okay, so that was because of the vibration of that number. You don't reduce it. But I wasn't into it at all until being around it a whole bunch around here. And so finally, then I did start seeing it a lot. And I go, okay, it's 1111. So, but what do you do with it though? Like once you get that, is it just like that super cool, or what do you think you do with it? Besides like stalking the beagles, Matt, if you
Yeah.
had something that was actually a synchronicity to you, would it be like a sign to you? What do you think it'd be?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess I would try if I kept seeing something happen or I kept hearing the same thing over and over again. I probably would try to at least figure out like what is that supposed to mean, or what am I supposed to be paying attention to?
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know what I would do with it. I don't know what you could do with it beyond that, other than just try to find okay, what is because it feels like something is sending you a message about something. If that's what you think about those things.
I totally agree. I think that it is some sort of sign, some sort of message. And for different people, it could be from different sources, depending on what you believe, right? Some people will say it's an angel number. Some people may say it's an alien. Some people may say it's from their grandmother or loved one or an animal companion. It doesn't matter. But it's a sign, right? What do you think? What would you do with it besides thinking that's cool? How do you pay attention to it when you see your 147?
I think probably pay attention also, not just the numbers are popping up, but your environment around you at the time is kind of see if it's a warning sign maybe, or like a notification. Hey, here's a number. What's going on around you at the time?
Yeah.
And see if there's something else happening at the same time that you need to pay attention to.
I think that I like that you said that it could be a warning, because the fact that they use the words, a lot of the things I researched said, and it was the same old crap you research everywhere. And finally I was just like, okay, let's just make a list here, because everybody repeats the same stuff. They said frequently it's good. So it's not always good. Synchronicities aren't always things that are good. So it could be a warning of something, right?
Yep.
So I like what Matt said, pay attention, or you said, pay attention to it. It's a sign of something. If you have set your intention beforehand to say, give me a sign about should I take this job, and if I see a lot of people will say cardinals or birds are messengers of something, of those who passed on, or bluebirds, jaybirds, things like that, then you might know already what you believe that sign to be. But I think it's really important, because of studying this, I decided it's really important to know what you like and what you are into. Like, if you guys see Sasquatch, then that's going to be like a really big sign of something, because nobody sees him.
I saw Sasquatch today, but then I filled out it was Neil Patrick's. Neil Marshall.
Neil,
Beating on a tree out in the woods.
He's so funny. We got to have him on here. Just have, it would be funny. Did anybody have any on there you want to tell? And we could do some quick readings if you want to.
No, I thought you had your numbers over there you were going to talk about.
What numbers?
Like 111, what these mean.
Well, I thought I already said.
I thought you were going to go, what?
Okay, so 111, other people will say different things, but and I'm going to tell you what I think about this book. We sell it. You ready?
We do?
Roger's like, oh, yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there was, Doreen Virtue did have one, and she is still probably, I have got it in my office. I didn't bring it in here. Doreen doesn't ascribe to this, this stuff anymore, and so they hired, at Hay House, they have a guy named Kyle Gray that does a lot of the stuff Doreen Virtue used to do. I'm just shooting straight here. That's the true skivvy. So
Made it better?
a lot of the stuff that was her stuff that's not published anymore, Kyle Gray, now it's kind of the same stuff. No jab to him. I'm sure he's great, but it's kind of the same stuff. So he'll say the message and meaning behind what 1111 and other number sequences. So 1111, according to him, and is, can you read it? Because
1111. 1111.
my doctor changed my contest subscription, and it's wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, they were so helpful today. You are one with God, angels, and ascended masters. Align your thoughts with the highest goodness and truth in order to bring love into the world.
Okay, what is the 2222? Because in my opinion, all of these start sounding the same. So one time I thought I'll channel all these numbers. I know now why they all sound the same. Because you get up to about, I don't know, 30. And they had 2 all-stars standing the same. I mean, it's like, they go, I don't know, you're going to get up to like 500. You're going to run out of stuff to say.
Yeah. Well,
There's so many things in the universe, to little fortune cookies you can write.
yeah. So 2222, you have the power and gifts that will light up the world. Focus on the highest good. You were born to shine.
Okay.
Come on, you know everybody wants to know what 2020 says.
That's a good point.
Matt, you want to know what 2020 says?
If there was a bad one, I'm sure that would be it.
It says, you are fucked. Move on to 2021.
What does 2021 say?
I'm kidding. It says, 2020 says, there's an opportunity for you to strengthen your connection with others.
Well, there's some
Interesting.
truth in that.
The energies of forgiveness and compassion are surrounding both personal and professional relationships.
That was 2020.
That was 2020. Yeah, 2020.
What does 2021 say?
You thought I was on the... Wait, I don't think there is a 2021. All right, this is not years.
What does it go up to that to
No.
2021?
It goes up to 1221, mirror numbers.
No,
talks
the
about
the,
mirror
the
numbers.
book that when you go.
Hell no, it only goes up to like 1,000.
Can you imagine trying to think of 1,000? Because to me, I really got the book and I was like,
Wait, no, I take it back. It only goes to 9999999.
yeah. Well, you try going up that high and try to channel that many numbers, and I'm telling you, so I have to give them some kudos for going up in that high in the numbers because seriously,
They need to
it's like,
sit around and
yawn.
make up a few more.
Okay, 11. What is 11 right there? What does it say?
It says, you are in a state of expansion and getting to know your true self better than ever. Know you were born to shine.
It's all shiny stuff.
Shiny and glittery.
Okay.
With
So
unicorns.
without making fun of it, which we are, if you're into the number things, they are what, like I said, they're called master numbers, and it's where you're evolving and you're ascending and you're becoming more enlightened and intuitive and spiritual, basically. And everybody else who's way into that stuff, well, that's what you're looking for.
There's some progressive numbers.
And so the book will give you, and also sequence will mean something too. Okay, and y'all can figure that out, what it's going to mean.
We got mirror numbers. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 mirror numbers.
What do mirror numbers mean?
Mirror
Like in
numbers
general.
are like 1, 2, 2, 1.
But
12,
what's the
12,
general meaning behind them, mirror numbers?
Mirror numbers, the messages usually call you to reflect on your current circumstances in order to become more aligned with that will support your growth.
Okay. So we can do a whole thing on what all the numbers mean, but since we were doing all the whole synchronicity, there's not really time. Do you want to do readings? Or do you want to keep talking about that? You can tell. I like I love numerology.
Well, we can
But
do whatever you
I'm
wanna
not drawn to the whole, oh my gosh, it's 11:11. I'm not drawn to so much what it means. I'm drawn to the fact that I see it at the same time. It's more the fact of seeing it than the fact of what it is that it means. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So,
For me, anyway. I don't really care.
how
what it-
much, because
I should, but I think it's, oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, I just saw it again. Oh, now I'm seeing the same exact numbers at, it's,
how different is this
333
book
or whatever.
than Dorian's book?
Not very.
Okay, just wonder.
I'm just going to be honest.
Because somebody said,
No, I've got them
you know,
both.
Alana just said, Dorian's book goes to 999. So, I'm curious.
I wouldn't buy.
What's the difference?
If you have the first one, I even though I'm
you think you
selling
can get
this
away
one,
with one?
I
Just
would
need
say
one.
I think you could probably get away with just having the first one. There's not a need to come and buy the second one. But I do think it is cool to have this if you don't have the first Doreen's. But I don't think there's any
You
need
don't think
to buy
it's
both.
worth it? If you got one, you got plenty to work off of.
Almost exactly.
Let's be real. If you got one of these books, keep it and work off of that and see what you focus on your numbers.
Exactly. So let's do readings and we can integrate the numbers. Okay? I want to read because I'm going to show my cool little thing.
I know. She wants y'all to see what she got.
Okay, because we got a few minutes. Okay, so this is, we've had Jamie Sawyer on my show, And our show, my show.
On your show?
On Matt and Roger's show, because let's admit, it would be much better if it was Matt and Roger. And there's a lot of times I just want to take a nap. So Matt and Roger's show coming soon, because they're much funnier. All right, so on our show, the Light Seers Tarot, Jamie Sawyer's been on here. Remember, she's the tattoo artist who's also does tarot decks, right? And she makes these little tile things. So she did my friend Chris Ann Donnelly, who's also been on her show, who did the Light Seers deck that has been so popular that I now have, we have in stock in our store, finally.
Just a few decks.
By Hay House, no, we have a whole lot, but they're selling
They're
fast.
selling. Like I said, we only have a few
We only
left.
have a few left, and I think we bought like 30 or 40.
I think there's 6 out there.
So you guys, if you want them, get them. But I had it made into the little tiles because it's now my favorite. I mean, I love Ethany. I love a lot in Chiro's decks, but right now, Chris Ann's is probably my favorite deck, and it's just they're so cool. So they're tiles I'm about to dump. I'm gonna dump them.
Be careful, Lizzie's not here to put them in there for you.
I had to put them in a big mixing bowl. My other ones.
I was looking for my mixing bowl because I was cooking, and she's got her tiles dumped in it.
Because I'm not good at Tetris at all. I can't put them all back together. And see, they even have she even put our little logo on the back. And then it's got, on the other side, it's got her, that's I think 5 of Cups. God, I cannot see that. I am so glad you went and got me new contacts.
Yeah, well.
They weren't nice?
They didn't have them. Well, the girls up front, they had like samples for the ones you already have. And I'm like, I don't think this is correct. Then the girl came out.
It is correct.
The samples for the ones you already have.
Oh no, not these.
Yeah,
I can't see in these.
And then the one lady came out who's the office manager. She said, "Oh no, I got these few out." And I'm like, looking, I'm like, this is not her prescription. She said, "I know, but it's the closest thing that we have." So you got the closest thing they have.
I can't see.
So I don't know how you're going to do it because they won't be in for a week. I'm like, oh, and then I asked about the eyeglasses. Yeah, they didn't have none of that ready.
I didn't order any eyeglasses.
You told me to get the prescription for it.
Oh yeah, I want a prescription so I can order them from somewhere else cheaper.
Yeah.
Hope they don't listen to my show. Okay, all right, here we go. Who am I reading for?
Oh, I don't care. Pick anybody. No, I'm kidding. Actually, the first person was Kathy. Said me.
Okay, Kathy. Got, if I can see. Oh, well, at least I know them. Well, I know what I'm seeing. These are so cute, y'all.
They're so cute.
Jamie Sawyer on her Etsy. Jamie Sawyer. I think it's Jamie Sawyer 336. It's Jaim. I don't even know how to spell it. Jamie. She's been on the show. Watch our other show. Jamie, and it's going to be the 2 of Cups. So 2 of Cups, and I would say get back to doing some of your hands-on magic. Where you actually, I know that you're doing a lot of magic with healing energy and things like that, but get back to is it Kathy Kavanaugh? Mm-hmm. I just, because we know a lot of Kathys. It felt like Kathy Kavanaugh right away. And so mix up a lot. Matt, can we show that one? Because it's so beautiful. Mix up, really just start mixing together some things. And it really feels like the sand art and this, like not sand art, but sand and mixing things together and making things with your magic. I know that sounds like crazy, but that's what I'm getting. Like magical potions and things.
Magic sand.
Huh?
Magic sand?
Magic sand, maybe.
Magic sand art.
And
Maybe bird shape.
I'm looking up my favorite number 2. Let's see what it says. It says, there are opportunities for connection and union at this time. Relationship growth is imminent. And that's what this card usually, the 2 of Cups, usually entails is some sort of partnership or some sort of relationships. It doesn't have to be love, of coming together. So mixing that together. So whatever you're working on in your And during these holiday times, I feel like it's more of a friendship or a family relationship sort of thing going on with you. Actually, I know exactly what just came to mind. This is specific. There's somebody in your family to which you are somewhat estranged during, and you asked for reading, you're getting it. You've been a little bit estranged during this time. Work with that hands-on magic. You think it can't be repaired, and you're not sure you want it to be. Work on that with the hands-on magic. You don't have to bend their will at all. It's just you're going to be working on your will. You're part of it. Okay, I'm done.
Done? Mm-hmm. So I only drew one card, but then when I was shuffling my cards back in the stack, another card popped out. So here's what I got. The card I actually pulled was this card here, which is the 9 of Cups. The card that popped out is actually the 2 of Coins. So Kathy,
2.
So yeah, 2, 9, and 2. Actually, and I looked this up wrong, so I'm gonna look it up. Actually, 92 because it was 92.
But it's cool. It was another. There's another 2.
So 92. I'm not gonna read this yet. So Kathy, one thing is with these cards is that you kind of like. It's kind of like you're sitting there for yourself. You're kind of like in your little, like your space of things, and you're very satisfied where you're at. But then all of a sudden things start popping that you're going to have to start making some choices with, and you're really going to have to step it up. All right. Now 92 says your energy is paving the way for joyful and fun experiences for you. Okay. So that's what 92 says.
Cool. Matt, time. How many? And should we wrap it up with our choices?
Yeah, you could do that. Just do them 1 or 2.
You want wrap it up with our 1, 2, 3 choices? Is that what you want us to do? Okay. All right. So we could only do one reading tonight, you guys, and so I think should have maybe do a night where we just do readings coming up soon. So we're gonna wrap it up where you choose either card number 1 or 2, and so right now set your intention: card number 1 or card number 2. And the final thing I'll say on synchronicity is, do be looking. I don't think there's. I had said I was going to say this, so I want to make sure I do. I don't think that it discounts it as a synchronicity if you're looking for a sign. I think it still can be unexpected even if you're setting an intention. That's my opinion. Okay. All right. So now set your intention for card number 1 or 2, and if you got number 1, that's going to be Roger, and he drew 2.
So what I thought I'd do is actually I would actually pull 2 cards and just read the message out of the book. So what I pulled was actually the 5 of Wands, and I pulled the Knight of Wands. Now knights are actually in playing cards would be number 11, right? Is that right?
No.
No, 10.
No.
10. 11.
11.
So it would be 511.
What's the 10?
The 10. In playing cards, you go to 10.
10, but then the knight would be.
And then you have jacks. Knights are jacks.
That's a page.
Kings, jack, queen, king. The extra card in the tarot card is the page.
I'm not going to argue about it.
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
I thought I was doing something kind of cool.
It is cool, but it's page, knight, queen, king.
But there's not a page in playing cards.
Okay.
Which number am I?
I'm not saying.
Which number am I? Oh, we don't say yet?
What do you mean, which number are you?
1 or 2 for the readings.
Oh.
For the people out there.
You're supposed to know. 1. I'm totally confused now.
So if you picked number 1, guys, this is your reading for number 1. Your determination to be a light to the world is making a difference in the hearts of those who need it most. Keep up the good work.
What was the reading?
That was the reading.
Oh, I am so damn confused. That's probably why I totally gave the person today the totally wrong kind of reading they were supposed to have. Do you want to do the reading for me tonight, Matt? Because whatever I say, who knows what the hell is going to come out of my mouth.
I'll trust you on this one.
Good thing I channel my readings. It has nothing to do with how smart Michelle is or is not. Because, Okay. Well, number 2, people, I got the devil card.
Bet y'all wish y'all picked number 1 now.
And the devil, I'm going to let you hold it up and then look up the number for me.
What's the number?
Look how
There it
cool
is.
that devil is
There's
in
the
the
devil.
light seers, okay?
All right,
So, all right.
What number?
What I'm getting for Roger,
Oh,
what I'm getting for the devil is that this is a strong one for all the number 2s. So don't change your number. Because I picked 2 always. You are going to face some temptations. Every single 2 that picked 2 is we are all going to face some temptations. This is one of the traditional readings of the devil card. Whether it be over the holidays, whether it be too much alcohol, spending too much money, getting in bed and sleeping too much, whether it be having an affair online, whether it be watching too much TV and Netflix, whatever it is, it's overindulgence. And I get it as overindulgence. Every number 2, like you overspend and you think I'm going to pay that off later on my credit cards, and I don't mean to leave it as a downer. Maybe what the number he's going to look up. We don't have to do that. I believe in course correction. So we all have something there's shadow side and there's, positive in every single thing in life. And so over these holidays, whatever it is, so Matt decided he wasn't going to buy that thing he really wanted because he said it was out of his price range. So he controlled his compulsion to do that, but a lot of us don't, and we're spending too much money. So whatever that is for us, we need to watch all the number 2s listening to this tonight. Need to watch whatever our thing is that tempts us. We need to watch it during the holidays because, as my dear friend Monty Farber has said, especially regarding, it's not just money, but especially regarding money, he says to secure your base because, there may be some hard times coming. So whatever it is going on, and don't escape with what's your thing, okay? Whether it's money, sleeping too much, drugs, people you should be hanging out with, whatever it is, okay? That's a downer, but it'll be worse of a downer if you give into it.
however, if you did pick that card and that number, your changing thoughts are changing your life. Align your awareness and energy in thoughts that lift you. So
That's the flip side of it.
think about it like that.
So that works. That is the flip side of it. Yeah. And so that is our show tonight. So that's where all the synchronicities, and you have a little history of where that comes from. And we'd love to hear from you guys in the comments on SoulWhat. We post all these, and you can comment on the show. You can tell about your synchronicities. We also would love to hear from you. Our intuitive insights, we're changing the title of that group to Soultopia Intuitive Insights, given the fact that somebody stole the title of it and they're trying to use it. I'm just being blunt. She's now somebody I know is using it in a group somewhere else. So we're going to just call it Soultopia Intuitive Insights.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so it's not cool, y'all. And so we're going to use that Soultopia Intuitive Insights, and it's a group that you can join. And on there, if you would, put all your synchronicities, everything that you have found, what you think about the numbers and the songs, or the songs that always come up to you, and all your thoughts on it, because I know you guys, a lot of you that listen, have a lot of information on this. And also, if you would start if you haven't yet, liked us or whatever it's called on
Follow.
Instagram and also on YouTube. That would really help us a lot. And thank you so much for always listening and supporting us. And we really do try to discuss matters of the soul, and you can decide, just like synchronicities, which ones are important to your soul. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Night, guys.